Today, I practice mindful hearing. I reflected on how all conversation is a call to participate in certain activities or to accept certain mindsets. I choose to participate exclusively in devotional activities, and I only wanted to reflect on devotional topics. Thus, whenever there were discussions that did not invite me to participate in devotional activity or reflection, I would simply excuse myself from the environment. I even went out of my way to seek the association of those who invited me to glorify the gurus, sadhus, and the divine couple. I consciously avoided the association of those who tried to entice me away from their love and shelter. When I returned to the temple, I noticed your picture smiling as you said, "Well done, darling, well done." So what do we see here? What did we see here? One? Okay, good.
Devotees is very much focused on what to hear, what not to hear.
Good. What else?
Escape all prajalpas.
Escape all prajalpas. What else? What do we see here? Today I practice mindful hearing. Practice mindful hearing. How do we practice mindful hearing? I reflected on how all conversation is a call to participate in certain activities or to accept certain mindsets. That's the first thing. You want to practice mindful hearing. First thing to understand, we are not attending any lecture. It's an entertainment of our intellect. It is an opportunity to connect with the Supreme Lord. Or his bona fide representatives. The first thing. So in Gurudev's commentary on Sri Upanishad, he gave us the vision. See, when we take our books, when we take Krishna conscious books in our hands, we should know these are not ordinary books, as tiny as this Upanishad may be, or nature of instruction may be. These are not ordinary literatures, not say fiction books. We should know this is a chance to be connected with the Supreme Personality of God. These Vedas, they are taking us to a different dimension altogether. We should know we are going to have connection with Krishna, the Supreme. It's a connection. It's a chance for me to be connected. Therefore, one who wants to be connected, who is mindful about reading, the second thing is, I choose to participate exclusively in devotional activities. I only wanted to reflect on devotional topics. We choose. What am I going to hear? There's so many things to hear in this world. Sukadeva Goswami mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 1, text 2. Sutra Vradini Rajendra Sahasra Sutra Vradini Rajendra Sahasra. The next line. Apashatam Atma Tattva Grihisu Griha Medinam. Apashata. That the Supreme Personality of Godhead has perfectly made thousands of subject matters for those who are interested in Krishna to be fully, the nature packed them one side. Krishna is in the hand of all, so he knows. Krishna, you don't want to hear about me? No problem. You stay here. This is the corner for those who don't want to hear. And not just packing them there, Krishna has given them thousands of subject matters to keep them busy so they will not remember Krishna. So those who want to remember Krishna, I cast them perpetually into the demonic species of life. You don't want, no problem, stay here. So a devotee select what topics I want to hear. Prajalpa, being mindful, we said, is a protection. It's a protection. What's the protection here? This verse. Thus, whenever there were discussions that did not invite me to participate in devotional activity or reflection, I would simply excuse myself from that environment. Mindfulness is a protection. We are free from participating in any unnecessary things. One who is mindful, who select. In this gathering, what is my benefit? There's no intelligent person who like to do something without expecting the gain, the profit, the reward. Every intelligent person must calculate. What am I going to gain in this place before going there? If I do this, what is my gain? So a devotee who is mindful is protected by doing unnecessary things. We will never engage in unnecessary things. We select what we want to see, what we want to hear, what we want to talk, whom we want to associate with, what we want to eat, what do we want to think, what do we want to remember, what do we want to do. This is mindfulness. Always keep us on check. Not to do anything which does not make us to progress in Krishna consciousness. It's mindfulness. It's a protection. It is protection, confirmed. Protection. A mindful person is protected from so many things, so many unnecessary things. When it's not mindful, when we're not mindful, whatever comes, we will never have the strength to avoid unnecessary things if you're not mindful. Many times you hear this from devotees. Many times you hear this from devotees. have decided not to talk Prajalpas, but before I know it, I'm already doing it. This is my problem. I've decided not to quarrel with anybody, but before I know it, I'm already quarreling. I've decided not to engage in Prajalpa, to get angry, but before I know, I'm already angry. This is my problem. Why? We're not mindful. We're not mindful. If we are mindful, be protected. The moment it is coming, this is a demon coming. This time won't get me. Protection is there. I've told you many times. Two devotees came to me, Maharaj, I just sat down there quietly, looked at all of them. I didn't say a word to all of them. They talk and talk and talk. I didn't say a word. After they got tired, they left. As I smiled. See, the devotee who was with me were looking at me. I didn't do anything. They wanted to add me to their mood. I refused. I didn't participate in their mood. I maintained my mood. To join them means what? On their level. Yes. They came to invite me to participate in their passion. I refused to participate. That is not my mood. I cannot join you. When they got tired, they carried the problems away. You cannot do this if you are not mindful. Intelligence, mind will come in, truth intelligence will tell you, you have to stop this devotee from shouting at each other. It's very enticing. You should stop this devotee from because it's a principle in our temple. You don't shout on somebody, no quarrel. If you shout, if you quarrel, you'll be suspended. So they came with that. I was smiling, I kept quiet. When they got tired, they left. Maya comes in, you have to stop. They are going against the principle of this. I didn't respond to that either. I just kept quiet. If you enter there trying to stop them, before you know, you are number 3. Even if you succeeded in stopping them, you are also angry with them. So you are participating in the garbage. Because you will be contaminated. The contamination is that you also will be sweating like them, shouting at the two. Now, they are 1-1, but if you join, you'll be shouting on 2 people. So your own passion will be more. I left them. When they got tired, they left. And they didn't come back. Not time when I saw them, they were ashamed to put their face down. Mindfulness is protection. We cannot be protected if we are not mindful. Before you know, so here devotees say, "Oh, I took a vow, I will not be angry again." But here I am. I got angry again. Maharaj, what should I do? What to do? Be mindful. Practice mindfulness. Practice mindfulness. If you are practice, Super Soul also will come and tell you, look at them. Look at them. Don't join them. Look at them. I will simply excuse myself from the environment. I even went out of my way to seek the association of those who invited me to glorify the gurus, sadhus, and divine couple, and I consciously avoided the association of those who try to entice me away from their love and shelter. Consciously. So devotees who search. Prabhupada said, we should mold our life in such a way to remain 24 hours Krishna conscious. Many times Prabhupada said this. I can give you two from Vita. 927 purports and 1865 purports. Bhagavatam also, many. Properly repeating his technology. More than 27 is start from beginning, right from the beginning. 1865 is in the middle. Right from the beginning of the purport. 927 purport. Right from the beginning. That's how Prabhupada started the purport. We should mold our life in such a way that we remain Krishna conscious. That is our responsibility. So, my Gurudev is teaching us here. I even went out of my way to seek the association of those who invited me to glorify the Gurus, Sadhus, and divine couple. And I consciously avoided the association of those who tried to entice me away from their love and shelter. You seen it? Is it there? Read it.
Thus, it is the duty of everyone to mold his life in such a way that he will not forget Krishna in any circumstance.
Right? That is our duty. We have to go out of our ways to look for those the association which will encourage us to glorify Guru, the sadhus, and Krishna, scripture. We should go for that. We should look for that. That's what Prabhupada meant by molding our lives. We should do that. We should search for it. Seek for that. Call a devotee who will talk about Krishna with you. Don't call a devotee who's going to tell you, oh, why are you chanting so many rounds? You get sick. Prabhupada tell you to chant 16 rounds. Why are you chanting 17 rounds? It's an offense. You're not following Prabhupada. Prabhupada told you to chant 16 rounds. Why chanting 17? You're not Prabhupada follower. You're not following Prabhupada perfectly. Prabhupada didn't say 16 is maximum. Prabhupada didn't say that. 16 is maximum. He didn't say that. He says the minimum. The minimum means you can go as much as you can. The whole day you can do it. He didn't say maximum. But there are some devotees. I know a devotee who go and take your bead. Somebody is chanting. You take the bead from me, my friend. Wait first, not this one. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm telling you practically. And then a devotee is chanting, took the bead from the devotee. Not this one. Listen, let me tell you something. What's he going to tell you? Is envious of your chanting. Devotee. I'm talking about devotee, not demon. Devotee. So those people should be avoided. More our ways, in such a way they will remain Krishna conscious. When I returned to the temple, I noticed your picture smiling as you said, "Well done, my darling. Well done." As we transition into this mindful absorption, we can harness the powers of mind and remain in samadhi at practically every moment. What is Bhagavad Gita 12:8? Bhagavad Gita 12:8. What is it? 12:8. Bhagavad Gita chapter 12, text 8. What did he say?
Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt.
We should do what?
Fix the
Our mind and intelligence should be fixed on who? How do you call that? Mindfulness. Mindfulness. Our mind and intelligence. These Christians say many places in Bhagavad Gita. This is repeated many places in Bhagavad Gita. Your mind and intelligence. Your mind and intelligence fixed on me. Mind and intelligence fixed on me. So to make this mind and intelligence fixed on Krishna, this is the practice. This is the practice. We have to find the ways to do this. We are constantly in control of our lives, which is a powerful attribute of warriors. In some of the subtler acts, the ability to control mind energy can determine the level of performance. First-class athletes and people in general who have Shakti, strength, and integrity do not allow the environment to distract them so easily. Rather, they use the environment to enhance their particular effort. We shouldn't allow the environment to affect us. But we should do what? Use the environment to make our Christian conscious progress. Right? Every moment. Every moment. Use every moment to advance our Christian consciousness. Every moment. Already discussed. Devotees are opportunists. Materialists are opportunists, but they are dangerous. Materialists, the opportunists, you're in trouble, I will multiply it for you. Right? If I have, my house is 400 rupees. Now you're in anxiety, you pay me 1,000 rupees. That's kindness. That's kindness. Dangerous. Right? That is happening. For devotee, we are also opportunists. What is our association? Oh, there is no movement. Oh, no movement? Then, more japa. Do you not? More japa, more reading, more hearing. Now is opportunity to use internet for preaching, Skype lectures, Facebook lectures, create groups all over, and sit in one place and continue to preach. Do you know? We're opportunists. Positive opportunists. Oh, why there's no movement? Oh, this material is so dangerous in place. What to do? That is not a devotee. Okay, this is a problem. What next to do? What next to do? What next to do? Oh, and another lecture. This is a lecture. Gurudev said, as spiritual warriors, our life should be like fire brigade. Understand? Fire brigade? Firefighters. They don't have conference. The moment they say fire, they know conference. They know the next thing to take automatically. They don't have conference. Oh, Prabhu, what are we going to do in this? The house is on fire. What to do? They don't have that. The moment you say fire, instantly they are there. Except they don't want to go. They don't want to go. It doesn't mean that they don't know what to do. It's just they don't want to go. But if they want to go, no conference. Every one of them automatically, they know what to take. They're there. This spiritual warrior, wherever there is difficulty, instantly of the plan what to do next to expand Christian consciousness. Opportunist. What to do? Yes. Sir, I cannot talk to you by physically coming there. I talk to you by the wire. Did not? No time to sit and be morose. Oh, what to do? We cannot move now. We are frustrated. No frustration. Frustration means we're not mindful. We're not mindful. If you are mindful, we know exactly what is the next thing to do. Internet preaching. Yes. Immediately you form a group. Then you continue. There's mindfulness. A mindful person is always active. Always active. And his activities are all beneficial because they are carefully calculated. So we have everything nature has given to us. We practice mindful hearing so that we can focus at all times in order to minimize the distractions. Individuals who are weak in controlling their minds will surely have a poor intellect and will be slaves of their passions and senses. They will literally be at the mercy of the normative patterns of society. Normative. Understand? They will literally be at the mercy of the normative patterns of the society. We do not necessarily need sophisticated formulas and rituals, but if we can remain constantly mindful, we will access many deeper experiences and adventures in our lives. Normative patterns of society. Will be affected by what is happening. We will not take advantage and make progress. We will be affected. Okay, there is no movement. Okay, there's nothing I can do. So there's nothing I can do. Very sad inside the house. Yes. So we are at the mercy of the society. Whatever is going wrong, okay, nothing to do. But those who have control over the mind, who are mindful, immediately will plan what to do. Yes. If we remain a part of sinful environment in which people lack integrity and principle-centeredness, those negative environments will grossly and subtly influence the person because we do not exist on islands on our own. We are all product of heredity, environment, and the overt activities that form our experience. The environment even bombards us with so many subtle influences at any given moment. By hearing blasphemy, gossip, and harsh words, we internalize such a language into our consciousness, and these distractions will make it even more difficult to access divinity. How? When we hear blasphemous things with the full absorption and start analyzing all those, tomorrow morning you want to change up, what will be in the mind? You will never hear one word. The only thing we'll hear is about the garbages which were poured in our consciousness. Not divinity. The only thing will not come. You can try, but nothing will come. Because that is not where we fed the mind the most. What we fed the mind the most is the garbage. So the mind will picture that like a photograph, just capture it, check, load it there. Copy and paste. And it pasted it there in your mind. When you open, what will you see? Yeah, you see. That's what you do. That's the way mind functions. The mind is like that. And anything which passes through the mind will not just go. Nothing passes through the mind and just go completely. It will drop some residues. It will drop something will drop there. That is normal. You will capture some image and put it there. Even if you think it's a flash, you know it is not a flash after a few days. The whole thing will come back to the mind. And worse still is if we are fully absorbed in that. Make it worse. So practicing mindful hearing means what? How to select the topics we want to hear. You should select that. You should select our associates. We have to select that. Which association I'm going to have that will remind me about my ultimate goal of life, Krishna consciousness. I have to select that. And while we are hearing, we have to hear with absorption because we know this is my connection with the object of hearing. We have to hear about Krishna. Right? A Krishna devotee, we have to hear with the mind. Conversation is actually an enticement and is never neutral. Any association involves some giving and receiving. Few people recognize this fact, which means that they simply get swept up by the environment without even understanding the detrimental effect. Whether the interactions are commercial, social, political, educational, or just between individuals, there are always invitations to participate in some type of exchange. Your actions and words invite others to interact with you in a certain way, and you accept their words as well. So in every association, there are two things. You're giving, you're taking. Not neutral. If you're not giving, we are taking. So you have to look carefully. What am I doing here? Am I giving or am I taking? No, I'm not neutral, I'm not giving, I'm not taking. There's nothing like that. You must give something. Or give something. If you don't give, you're taking. So we have to be mindful about what we are feeding into our consciousness. What am I feeding my consciousness? American Indians said everyone has two dogs. I'm going to explain this in this. The spiritual was six. Two dogs are there. The one which will win, because both of them are always fighting, the one which will win is the one which we are feeding the most. The person who is starving will not have strength to fight with the person who is being fed not nicely. How do we do that? The way we use our mind. Is the mind is absorbed in material things, that is what we are feeding. That's the dog we are feeding. Is the mind is absorbed in Krishna, that's the mind we are feeding. That's the dog which we are feeding. Anyone that we are fully absorbed on, that is what the dog which we are feeding. And that dog will be stronger. So if we're increasing our spiritual bank account, it will become stronger than the other dog, the material bank account. If you are feeding a material bank account, it will be stronger than the spiritual. So, as a devotee, we have to be very careful to see what are we really doing with our lives. There are so many devotees in this moment who are not making advancement. Just ordinary people. Ordinary. So many devotees, they're ordinary. Why ordinary? The mind is constantly being fed by garbages. Not about Krishna. But for devotees, our minds should be constantly fed by Krishna. So we have to be very, very mindful, very careful what we are hearing every day and how we are hearing every day. What are we hearing and how are we hearing? Means the topic and the quality is important. What are we hearing and how are we hearing? We sit in a class, we should be able to take something. We must take something. We must take something. Oh, Prabhu, this Bhagavatam this morning, what did you get? Oh, it was just a nice class. But what did you get from me? So nice, I enjoyed it so much. But what did you get from me? You can share with me. Nothing to share. Somebody should attend the class? No. You're not mindful. Yes. So we should check wherever we are we giving or we are taking? Be mindful of this. Mindful in everything. we are being trained. We are being trained how to use our mind. So this is the formula. In everything we want to do, every environment we want to check. So the Muslims say it's not just about doing something. Krishna consciousness is not just about doing something, but what is the quality of what we're doing? What is the quality? Not just doing something. Doing something, people are already doing that. All species of life are doing something. But all the things we do, how many of them correspond with the scripture? How many of them correspond with the sadhu? How many of them correspond with the guru? That should be mindfully checked. To look at it mindfully. Today at the breakfast table, very nice, I practice mindful eating. First, I thought of all my wonderful disciples who so conscientiously prepared foodstuffs for the pleasure of the Lord and myself. Wonderful, right? Yes. They always punctually prepare these meals in a clean, devotional mood and atmosphere. After carefully considering their service, I reflected on how the meal had been lovingly offered in prayer to the Supreme Lord, and how later on the Lord's remnants were made available for others. As I chewed each morsel, I thought of how each preparation was now spiritually surcharged, and that by taking such foodstuff, my body was being fueled with spiritual nourishment. Then I thought of how each grain, each mouthful was giving me the power to improve the quality and quantity of my meditation and service. After honoring this spiritual feast, I went into the temple, and there you were, Once again, your lips were curled in a smile, and you said to me, "Well done, my darling. Well done." So how many people are here? How many people are here? How many people are here? Disciple who is preparing the food? The person who is offering the food? The pujari? Yes. The person who is serving the food? How many people? 3? Who again? Person who brought all the items? Boga? Yes, the person who brought the boga? Yes. The person who sponsored everything? The person who cultivated the grass in the field? Yes. The pujari, you already offered. The Lord Himself, the ultimate person who is involved in all this. Right? The special master who accepted, who offer all these things to Krishna. Do we see them when we are taking prasadam? I'm just hungry, let me eat. Prabhu, put. Prabhu, please. Do we remember? Before he had asked somebody to put, the person had labeled in the kitchen there. Do you remember? So serve prasadam, is it easy? Is it easy to serve prasadam? Eh? We have waist pain when I'm serving prasadam. Is it not? There's pain. Do we appreciate that? Do we appreciate the person serving the prasadam? You serve prasadam with this waist pain. Do we appreciate the person, the devotee serving the prasadam? And there's another thing which goes with the serving prasadam. You must always offend someone. You notice that? No? You must always offend someone because someone is going to ask you a preparation which is small. You want 3. Not considering if I give you 3, 2 people are going to meet. Is it preparation? I'm considering, Prabhu, can I go? Why are you doing like that? Okay, I'm not going to take the prasadam. Risky to serve prasadam. You're going to face someone. So do we consider this? Taking prasadam? Talking. For some people, prasadam time is a time for conference. This is wrong. And this is mostly done by senior devotees. It's mostly done by senior devotees. And then what is the message to the junior? It's a standard. It's a standard. So if someone else refuses, who are you? You're just a rascal full of false ego, puffed up devotee. That's our language before. Here don't have much of this these days. But in the beginning, that is our language. Puffed up devotee. That you'll be labeled this way, not knowing that you are trying to do the right thing, because the senior did not tell us this, and they are the one doing this thing. So those who are junior will not know that this is wrong. We become senior to disorganize the system. Seniority is not to disorganize the system. Seniority is to maintain the system. mindful eating. Mindful. To show appreciation. So, but you not a correct. Of all the senses, the tongue is the most voracious. So to help us control the tongue, we're taking Krishna Prasada. Do we remember this? We may say the prayer in the beginning before starting eating, but while we're eating, do we appreciate that this is Krishna's mercy to help me get control? Very offensive to Prasada. Very offensive. Talking over Prasada. Stepping over Prasada. Or stepping on Prasada. They are all offenses. The offenses. No meditation, no mindfulness. Because you are not mindful, in the Vedic culture, tradition, food are taken as medicine, not just to full the belly. This day we are only eating to full the belly. That's why we're getting sick. According to Ayurvedic science and mystical healing science, mystical healing, we don't have to heal. We are not chewing our food properly before we swallow. We are not. We don't have the patience to chew the food properly. That's how we get sick. We shouldn't eat to get sick. We should eat to get nourished. We're eating and getting sick. Even how to drink to be slow, mindfully. But finish. And eating in hurry, rushing, all very, very dangerous. Mindful. So mindful. As we develop more mental strength in all of our engagements, we will experience so many insights that we normally do not grasp. Mindfulness will allow us to increase the quality and sometimes even the quantity of our performance. We will not be as distracted by all the various types of incoherence that we normally internalize and imbibe. If we are mindful, we will not. We will be protected. If we are mindful, we will be protected from so many things. Diseases, even, we are protected from diseases. Because most of our diseases are coming from the mind. We are mindful, we will be free from so many diseases. Protection from being mindful. We will not allow such distractions to ultimately stagnate us. As we practice mindfulness, we will naturally feel grateful in spite of any of the circumstances in our environment. Gratitude will bring more blessings and help us appreciate those blessings much more. Being grateful But see, this is Christian's mercy. This is Christian's mercy. Oh, Christian is so merciful that he's giving me this to help me control. But not that we control. Let us take this Christian percent of full satisfaction and glorify your Lordship. Glorify your Lordship. Gratitude. We're not mindful, not be grateful. It's our life. It's my right to eat. Prabhu, where's the prasadam? If you're grateful with patience and with all respect, honor, we honor the person. Not eating honor. How is it honor when we are talking? Is that honor? That's respect? We say honor, but we don't honor. We are actually making offenses. A person can also get far more nourishment from foodstuff just by eating mindfully. It becomes a tonic for the body instead of sickness, instead of disease. The mentality in which we eat affects the entire body. That is the reason why when someone is eating, you don't tell him or her bad news. Because if you tell the person bad news, that food becomes poison. You taste the bad news after the person is eating. This is a culture for civilized people. So in French and in Portuguese, bon appetit. This is Portuguese. In French, bon appetit. Descent. Just this little difference. Bon appetit. Bon means good, nice. What is it? You know? Bon appetit. Bon. Good. Have good appetite. Eat nicely. This is French people. They eat nicely. So encourage them. Eat nicely. You should enjoy the food. Is it not? We don't come and tell someone the bad news when he's eating. Very, very dangerous. The food becomes poison. So we should be mindful how we eat. When we are mindful in eating, that food is, say, blood tonic. Blood tonic is meant for balancing all the necessary things and give the body good health. That's the intention for eating. If we eat mindfully, the whole body will be affected. The mentality in which we eat affects the entire body. In order to get the maximum benefit from a meal, we want to eat the right kinds of food, good, in the right mentality, good, in the right way, and in the right environment. Yes. Right mood, right environment, right kind of food. Yes. Mentality. Very good. Conversely, when people eat improper food in a hurry and the wrong place, it will affect their consciousness and health. The excessive fast food that people eat at improper places and times just bombard them. Restaurant food, dangerous. Fast food, dangerous. Environment, dangerous. Imagine you are sitting with the 100 people, all hungry people. What kind of environment is that? All hungry people sitting places. Yes. The environment here, the energy is what? Hunger. It's nasty. Considering these factors, it should not surprise us to see sicknesses such as ulcers and indigestion on the rise. On the other hand, we can spiritualize the whole process of eating through mindfulness and use it to enhance the devotion. All right. Hare Krishna. Comments? Questions? Mindful eating. We have looked at how many now? How many? Breathing, walking, talking, hearing, eating. Comment, questions? Yes.
In regarding to mindful hearing, you
Yes.
told that even you give one of your example only. You give your example, one of the incidents where two devotees came to you, they put in the garbage and you just neglected or just silent. So, but many times being a spiritual master or a counselor or a guide or a friend, it may happen that we may have to give some advice or hear them mindfully and knowing well that there is some fault with somebody and somebody is not. So, and then we have to correct them. So, in that time, how one can be not affected by the negativity and also able to guide them?
Yes, had to be protected. If one is mindful, if we are mindful, when an issue comes before you, you cannot say, go, 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 just leave me, don't leave my office. This is Maya. If you're in a leadership, you cannot do that. You have to deal with the garbage. You have to deal with the garbage. So you listen to them. Listen to both parties. Don't listen to them when they are shouting at each other. Don't go there. Don't go there. Do not. Why you should not go there? They don't need you. They just want to disturb you. They don't need you. If they need you, they will, before you get to that stage, they will have come to you. Prabhu, this is the issue, what to do. That's the person we show with the demigods. Whenever there is difficulty, they will go to the proper person. If the person cannot handle it, they go to Brahma. If Brahma and Shiva they cannot handle it, they go to Lord Vishnu. Then Vishnu look into it. It is not after they have fought each other before going. No. They will go before them. That means they recognize that someone is there. Someone sent a message to me yesterday. So I asked him, so what do you want me to do with this case? Because before sending me the death message, he had done some other thing else. So I asked him, so what do you mean to do with this? You just want me to hear that this is what I do? That I'm not interested. If you wanted me to do something, before you go there, you should have met me first. So you have gone there and are coming to me. You don't need me. So you're just informing me. I don't have time. So if they have come to you, Prabhu Mataji, this is the difficult. So you listen to them carefully without being partial, if you are mindful about our position, we are mindful about our service to Krishna. Because while you are talking, you are thinking about the spiritual master. What will he do in this case? You are thinking about the spiritual master. What will the spiritual master do in this case, in a case like this? What will he do in this case? You're thinking, you're mindful. The solution will come. He will do like this. It's okay. No, you're wrong here. Okay, you're correct, you're wrong here. So, okay, don't do like this. It should be like this. So both of you should do like this. Understand? Yes. So you are not contaminated by what is happening because it's a service you have done mindfully. Always consulting with the spiritual master. What will you do in a case like this? So Guru is here physically and is one handling this. How will you deal with it? I'm mindful. So you're not contaminated. Right? Yes.
You said that the envious devotee should be avoided.
Yes. Not me say, it is there in the scripture. Prabhupada said. And just repeat it. Yes, go ahead.
And how to avoid this? Avoid, and at the same time we should have respect for them. And when we are doing the services, how to deal with them? Because we are not pure, because of their envious we can get affected, contaminated. So how to do this?
Just do your own service. Just do your own service. If they are envious, it's okay, that is a problem. But you do your own service and don't interfere. Focus on your own, be mindful of your own. I shouldn't allow myself to be affected by other people's nonsense. So you're mindful. You do your service, go away. The only thing that will bring us together is the service. As soon as you finish the service, go away. Don't stay long more than necessary. Right? We find our way. So we are mindful. Right? What else? This one.
Thank you so much for the seminar.
Hare Krishna.
He's asking until what point we should try to go and try to resolve the problem. He's saying, if you see that certain things they are not working properly, so till what point it is okay to try to do something? And if one does not do anything, if it's not offensive, just you see that certain things are not working, but you just don't do anything, you just let it be like that.
That is not good. If something is not working, we should fix it. We should fix it. Krishna allows us to see it, means we should do something. Yes. That's why Krishna allows us to be there. So we fix it. Let's move forward. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 1, text 218. 218, 218, 218. Madhya, chapter 1, 218. Dvijane Prabhura Kripa Deki Bhakta Gane Hari Hari Bale Sabe Anandita Mane. When all of the devotees saw the mercy of the Lord upon the two brothers, they were very much gladdened. What is it? They were? Upon seeing the mercy Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bestowed upon the two brothers, what happened? They became envious. Right? It is? Became gladdened in the heart. And they began to chant the holy names of Lord. Hari! Hari! Prabhupada. Madhya Lila, chapter 1, text 218. 218. Right? Prabhupada. Sriranatram Das Thakur says, Chadiya Vaishnava Seva Nishtara Peyeche Keva. Unless one serves a Vaishnava, he cannot be delivered. The spiritual master initiates the disciple to deliver him. And if the disciple executes the order of the spiritual master and does not offend other Vaishnavas, his path is clear. Consequently, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested all the Vaishnavas present to show mercy towards the two brothers, Rupa and Sanatan, who had just been initiated by the Lord. When a Vaishnava sees that another Vaishnava is a recipient of the Lord's mercy, he becomes very happy. When the Vaishnava, let's say Vaishnava, a Vaishnava is one who is happy seeing another devotee making advancement in Krishna consciousness. Vaishnavas are not envious. Vaishnavas are
Not envious.
If a Vaishnava, by the mercy of the Lord, is empowered by him to distribute the Lord's holy name all over the world, who is that? Other Vaishnavas become very joyful. That is, if they are truly Vaishnavas. Yes. One who is envious of the success of a Vaishnava is certainly not a Vaishnava himself, but is an ordinary, mundane man. It's very strong. Right? Envy and jealousy are manifested by mundane people, not by Vaishnavas. Why should a Vaishnava be envious of another Vaishnava who is successful in spreading the holy name of the Lord? An actual Vaishnava is very pleased to accept another Vaishnava who is bestowing the Lord's mercy. A mundane person in the dress of a Vaishnava should not be respected, but rejected. A mundane person in the dress of a Vaishnava should not be respected but rejected. This is enjoined in the Shastra, Upeksha. The word Upeksha means neglect. One should neglect an envious person. A preacher's duty is to love the Supreme Personality of Godhead, make friendships with Vaishnavas, show mercy to the innocent, and reject or neglect those who are envious or jealous. There are many jealous people in the dress of Vaishnavas in this Krishna consciousness movement. Property is direct. He's not hiding. It's not my movement. He doesn't pretend, doesn't hide like that. He's open. He knows. There are many jealous people in the dress of Vaishnavas in this Krishna consciousness movement, and they should be completely rejected, neglected. There is no need to serve a jealous person who is in the dress of a Vaishnava. When Narottam Das Thakur says Chadiya Vaishnava Seva Nishtara 𝐾𝐽𝐬𝐿, he is indicating an actual Vaishnava, not an envious or jealous person in the dress of a Vaishnava.
When we are working outside among non-devotees, no one is mindful. In such a difficult situation, how can we always remain mindful?
They are not mindful, they will not be mindful because they don't have the training, but we should be mindful. Why we should be mindful? Because we have been trained and we know the value. We are trying to stick our head out of the water. So we should not stick our head back inside the water. Stick the head out of the water. That is Krishna consciousness. Why are we trained and why are we devotees? We are different. Because we are sticking our head under the water. So we are devotees. We have to be different. Because we are different, we have taken a different path. For those who don't want to become just the normal, ordinary people, we want to make the difference. The difference is not the dress, but the movement we belong to. The difference is the quality we are trying to make. By following what is right, by doing what is right. So though they are not mindful, we should be mindful about them, about our situation. We should not think, okay, the snake, it's okay, I'm not mindful. The snake will bite you. So you should be mindful of the snake. You'll be beaten by the snake if you're not mindful. If you're not mindful of material energy will beat us. So we should be mindful. We are trying to stick our head out of the water, we should be mindful. Treat them, if you are not mindful, we will be contaminated by them. We will not be protected if you are not mindful. They will contaminate us. You wouldn't know when or how to relate with them. We don't know that how to relate with them, how to deal with them. See, when somebody going to speak nonsense with you the whole day, when it is not necessary. Okay, we are going to work together. That's okay. We do our service together, but we have to focus on our service. As soon as we finish that duty, bye. See you tomorrow. Seek association of devotees. If you are going to contaminate ourselves by remaining mingled with them there, because we want to make them comfortable, that is very dangerous. I know one friend who is now keeping dreadlocks so he can preach to Rastafarians. Dreadlock. One devotee is keeping dreadlock because he wants to preach to Rastafarians who that's the Rastafarians who have dreadlock, musicians. That is a degradation, not dreadlock. Jatila. Jati means Jati. Jata. Yes, Jata. Now you understand? There's some. Yes. So he's keeping that because he wants to preach to. This is degradation. Why? Because you should also like them so you can preach to them. And it will eventually end like that. It will always end like that. Did Papa change his dress to preach to anyone? So Papa went to America. He said, "Oh, so Miji, this place, you can't dress like this." Papa said, "You came me as a beggar, so you can change. I came here to give, so I have to change them. They cannot change me." And he changes. He didn't get changed, but he changed. That's potency. Yes. And then in one lecture, that book, I just read that book. After the Bhagavad Gita lecture, someone asked Prabhupada, "Prabhupada, are you in this world?" So Prabhupada said, "I'm not in this world. Just like I'm here in America. I'm not American, I'm not in America, and I've trained all my boys not to be American. Although we are here in America, but we don't have American consciousness." So he changed us, not that we change him. So that is ignorance. Alright? Hare Krishna.